worn it in probably like 5 years.
Oh, wow. That's a really long time. That's neglect. You've been neglecting your uniform,
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Zell. Got to get to it. Have you looked at did Ben let you look at the RPG book?
No, not yet.
Okay.
He's hogging it all for himself.
What a dickhole. I can say, well, I sent
I can click the link.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was saying. I was like, I thought I sent a link over. I didn't think it was that hostile.
I was just being a dick.
It's pretty cool, man. I'm excited. Man.
Do you watch Black Mirror?
No, I have not.
There's that episode that's basically like based around Star Trek TOS, and I thought it was going to be like basically set in that whole universe, like a fake Star Trek, and it wasn't, and it was actually a really good episode. I don't normally watch those because they're just way too dark for me. Yeah, like I just feel very like empty after watching it. It's depressing as shit. So but everybody's talking about this one, so I was like, I have to watch it just to join the conversation, basically. Yeah. And it was really good. It was really good. Still dark and depressing, just not as much as some of the other ones.
Stephanie, I wanted to watch it, and I was like, hey, let's watch this. And she's like, yeah, I watched one episode while you were out one night or doing something, recording. And she's like, I just can't. She said, because it makes her too anxious. Like her anxiety gets too high watching the show. And I was like, all right, that's cool with me. Whatever, dude. Yeah. So no, we haven't watched that. I've heard that show Dork is pretty cool. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's like some German Netflix show, I guess. And the description I heard, which I actually really enjoyed, was it's Stranger Things, just not as fun. Like if you take all the fun kind of nostalgic-y, yada, yada, yada stuff out of it, then it's basically that kind of program. So it sounds kind of neat. I might check it out.
Yeah. I mean, it actually doesn't sound too bad. Like when you said it's not as fun, I was like, well, the fun is why I like it in part.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I could probably do without all of the nostalgia aspect of it.
Yeah. So. I definitely think the nostalgia aspect of Stranger Things helps, but it's just such a great, I mean, it's not even so much the show. It's just, I just really love the characters.
Have you watched the Will Smith movie?
No, I heard that was shit, but I want to watch it.
Same here.
Like I heard it was garbage, but I'm interested. I really went down a Star Trek rabbit hole. That book, it's that core role-playing book. Like the first 70 pages are just like a history of Starfleet. Mm-hmm. Like that's all it is. It's just like the history of Starfleet. So I just started watching ahead on DS9, and then I saw that all the original series movies were on Netflix. I mean, not on Netflix, but on Amazon Prime. So I watched 2 through 6 on that, and I've just been really down the Star Trek. I've even started watching Voyager just for fun, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on this weird Trek kick, man. My in-laws and I binge watched Discovery, which was awesome because they had never seen it, so we watched it all together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was pretty stoked about that. I've been trekking. I built this thing out of Mega Blocks. I got it for Christmas. I built this.
Nice.
My first Lego. So it's not Legos technically. It's Mega Blocks, but it's the first set I've ever built. I was pretty stoked.
Bobo Lego.
Yeah, it's the Bobo Lego, but it's cool as shit, man.
Yeah, it is cool.
I was going to buy the Enterprise, but it's like 3 feet long, and I don't know what I would do with this 3 foot long Lego machine. So, but whatevs.
Dennis is having technical difficulties.
Dennis has been sucked in. I just heard you say hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. My camera's not working for some reason.
Maybe it's because it's in your butthole.
Oh.
I can't do
not it.
I can't do the podcast if I can't see your handsome face.
Yeah.
It's not worth it for me. I'll just quit right now. If I can't see that beautiful face, Dennis, I don't want to do it.
Are you on a MacBook?
No, my computer's being weird right now. No.
Go to settings, bro.
No. This old piece of shit. Laptop is not working for me.
Well, I can hear you, so that's enough. Well,
God damn it.
do you want to try again, or? I'm glad we started early.
Nope.
There's
Looking at all the settings and stuff.
There's Ben. Where's Ben? Ben's outside. Ben's
Flying
like
through
the
space.
Ben is the reporter who's out and about in the rough.
Yeah, is my audio coming in?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty cold out here.
Yeah.
Reporting from the Dork Trek Weather Lab, live on remote here.
Are you just doing this for the Patreon people who can see the video of this?
That's absolutely true. This is how much I care about the fans, bringing
That's awesome.
that extra bit of quality. You can see from my shuttlecraft, there is quite a bit of accumulation.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't know how much longer I can stay out here. I mean, this is Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I brought the
A
ruler
measuring
here,
stick. Wow. Okay.
and so we can do the classic. I don't know if can you see the ruler there? I can't
Yes,
see
I can.
it's we've got. It's looking about like a good centimeter.
And I love, and you really can't see this because it's an audio podcast, but I love the fact that you have is that a Smokey the Bear ruler that you have there?
This is it absolutely is prevent smoky. The forest fires.
You're literally just standing outside you're in Jenny's apartment. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of cold. I can walk down the street if that's needed, but
No,
I
you're
think,
good right there. I don't want you getting sick,
yeah.
Ben. We can't have that.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the PlayStation headset works phenomenally well for this.
It does. You sound really good.
So Jenny said I had to do the rest of the show from out here.
Yeah. I locked the door. You're not allowed into the show's over.
Now, see, I can't see Jenny's video though. I'm not really sure what's up with that because last time I did a remote from the car, I could see all four of you guys or all three of you guys.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Now do me a favor and say, well, then I'll see you in hell, and then ride off on your...
So here's the thing for the Patreon folks. This was a few years ago when I lived down at the beach, closer to the Red Mill area of Virginia Beach, for those who know that area. And it was about, I want to say 11 o'clock at night, and we were having one of our rare blizzards. And I decided I'm out of cigarettes, and as a smoker, you know, former smoker, you may know that urge hits, it's time to get cigarettes, you go get them.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 o'clock at night, I'm trudging the half mile up to the corner store. And as I'm trudging through, I'm bundled up much like I am now. And I see a guy who's wearing a parka that is remarkably similar to Han Solo's parka. And as I see him, we kind of do the little nod thing. And then I say, you're Tauntaun or freeze before the first marker. And he looks at me and goes, then I'll see you in hell. And then we continue on into the night on our different journeys.
That's fun.
So that's one of my fondest smoking memories.
Well, there you go. I like
Has nothing to do with Trek.
No, it's just nerds being nerds. It's always fun when there's nerds that'll be there with you, you know.
And when you find one in the wild, that's the trick.
Like if that guy just would have looked at you and been like, "What the
nerd?"
Fuck? Yeah, then it would have ruined it. But that's really cute. I'm glad it worked out for you, Ben.
Yep, it's the little things that get me through.
That's what it is. Oh, are you gonna go? Are you gonna leave the weather? Are you gonna leave the weather lab and head back into warmer climates?
Yeah, I'm going to throw it back over to Jenny in the studio.
Yeah. I'm going to beam him up right now.
And then I don't know how to shut down the. How do I access the transporter thing? All right.
Do the thing.
I'll do the thing. All right. All right. Yep.
Now Dennis is gone. Oh, now he got rid of Dennis too. That's really powerful. That's awesome. Now is that why Ben couldn't join us, because he was setting all that up?
Yeah.
That's very cute. The listening audience should be happy that Ben went out in the snow. The funny part is I'm thinking it's probably colder in my basement than it is outside in Virginia Beach.
It might be. It might be. It's actually not that bad out there right now.
But that's cute.
It feels like it's just kind of nice outside. It's a little slushy.
Ben went out into the Virginia Beach blizzard to give us a silly news, a weather update. And now here's traffic. Like wacky morning shows. I dig it. So I guess when we'll wait for Ben to come back inside, then we'll get started.
Yeah, he'll be in a second.
Perfect.
Your mother's perfect.
She is. You know what? My mom is many things, and perfect is pretty close. She's a wonderful woman, that one. That old broad. You gotta love her.
Oh, he's back.
Is he back now from the venturing
the
out into the weather lab?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Better not have ruined our PlayStation headset.
No, I'm sure it's fine. Then how are you going to play the game that you love so much? What's it called?
Overwatch.
Oh, there it is, Overwatch. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody be loving that game.
It's fun. And I don't usually like first-person shooters at all. So, yeah. I don't know how I get into it. My daughter just peer pressured me until I started playing. And yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating on you. I think it's cool, man. It's good that you guys have something you do together. That's really nice. It's really nice. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Dennis, and then we'll be good to go.
Good deal. Yeah, so was that the first live remote that we've done from the podcast?
Probably, yeah. Like that was the first time we've ever actually had someone out on location. I thought it was very effective. It was cute. I got like one of those like, oh, that squirrel's water skiing kind of moment. You know what I mean? Like one of those kind of, and now this. Very cutesy pootsy story on the news.
I'm just trying to do a little value add for the Patreons.
I dig it.
I mean, just give you that little extra.
Suffers for you, fans.
Yeah. That's really sweet, Ben. That's really sweet.
I may have upset some people when I said, certain things in the past. So I want to try to pay back to the community.
You mean like all the racist shit?
I don't say racist shit.
I don't think, Ben. Yeah, you can't wear a yarmulke. I guess you could wear a yarmulke and say racist shit. I guess they're racist Jews.
Yeah. Everybody's racist.
Everybody to some extent. Oh,
my phone is like a block of ice.
Well, yeah, because you were outside.
Like it's that slushy kind of snow.
Yeah.
So it's I'm actually going to go back and look at the video on this one.
Okay.
Just to see what the snow.
Look how handsome I look. You looked really bundly. It was very cute.
I try.
You look very warm.
It's your Starfleet row. Okay.
I'm fucking freezing.
I'm sorry, man.
It's freaking freezing in here.
It's cold down here. But yeah.
It'll make you live longer.
It will. I like the cold. I don't mind. But it's just my tootsies get cold, so I got big socks on and I get chilly. So
my socks are wet right now.
You can't have wet socks, Ben.
It's that slushy. I should have put my boots on, but I just wore my sneakers, and that was a mistake.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, it's a good half.
Were made.
I mean, despite what it's is showing on the picture, it's about a good half inch of slush in certain places as you walk around, like the sidewalk and stuff. So
if I take a glass and set it out there, can I just add some Kool-Aid and make a Slurpee out of it?
No, but you can like piss on the sidewalk, and it'll look like a lemon slushy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Jenny, if you want to take a break real fast and go whiz outside to make a yellow slushy, then
that sounds good.
Well, here's the bonus thing: you don't have to. While I was transporting back up to the main studio here at the lovely Nerdvana Central. I took care of that.
There you go. All right, Ben, Pete outside, everybody.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Don't eat the yellow snow near Ben's house.
But it's so tasty.
I mean, hey, whatever, dude. Do what you got to do.
Yep. Survive. All
right, so I guess Dennis could just come in when he does because he's been in and out because he's having problems with his camera and with his audio and all kinds of shit. So
blame the weather.
I mean, it's the easiest thing to do, man. I mean, school's out 2 hours early, so is Dennis's internet. So let's get this show on the road. Visionaries. Whoa, dude. Whoa. And before we start, we'd like to we'd like to wish a happy 25th anniversary to Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
25 years.
Amazing.
I told Jenny, Ben, I don't know if you heard me because you were prepping for the blizzard, that I've been watching ahead. Really like it.
Oh yeah,
really good. Yeah. And I've even watched some of season 5.
Oh shit!
Ooh,
so I can see, well, because it's on. They have a channel here called Heroes and Icons, and they do all Star Trek. So from like 8 to 12 every night, they just show Star Trek. So I've been watching some TNG in the wild and some, because it's fun to watch it in the wild when it's just on, you know. And I kept dissing DS9 because I was like, I don't want to know what happens. But like I said, I'm just on this big Star Trek kick. So I've just been watching episodes in the wild, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't want it to spoil things for you, but yeah, 5th season, 6th season, there's some really good stuff coming up. And
yeah.
It hurts me, though, because some of my favorite episodes I can't wait for you guys to get to, and I want to share with you guys. And it's just like,
I've even watched a couple episodes of Voyager, and I got to say, not awful.
Yeah.
A couple episodes of Voyager I've seen are not terrible.
Well, you're watching the cream of the crop. You're watching the All-Star Treks, so maybe
they just show them in order. So they're just showing
really?
Yeah, I was watching season 5 of Voyager. The episode I watched last night was a lot of Voyager is 7 to 9 based. Like it's all 7 to 9. All 7 to 9
play to your
all
strengths.
The time. Yeah, play to your strengths. But it was Ben, have you ever seen the episode Fort Knox?
Yes.
Where they're trying to break onto the Borg circle, because I guess now they have circles, the sphere, to steal their hyperdrive or whatever. It was pretty good. And then the episode before that wasn't bad. Also another 7 to 9 episode. A lot of 7 to 9 episodes.
Yeah. So you must have been later seasons, though.
Yeah, it's season 5, like episode like 15. Because the one episode, like they were stuck in like a temporal. They were tricked into thinking this wormhole would shoot them into Earth, but it was just like this temporal creature that was eating starships. Does it sound familiar to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched that episode. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. So I've seen 2 Voyager episodes that I like.
I still remember.
Watch out, everybody!
There's an episode coming up where they're doing their Voyager thing, and they detect a Borg cube. Right, Borg cube. We know from TNG, almost one cube took out 39 starships, almost took over the Earth. Right?
Yeah.
Well, they pick up like 6 or 7 of them. So there's like a half a dozen of these things coming right at them. Right, and they're like, red alert, oh shit, everything, and as these cubes come, they just shoot right past them, right? And so the Voyager's like, getting in their, almost in their, like what, their wake or whatever. They're, whoa,
whoa, like they're on the tilt-a-whirl.
Inertia. So, and then the last one is like a Borg cube, and it just, or a sphere, and it comes up, scans, and then they continue on.
Whoa, weird.
Right? And so they're all like, what the fuck, what are they running from? Well, we should go see. So the choice isn't let's run 2 because something has 7 Borg cubes running. No, we should just go see what they're running from.
Interesting.
Because we're one tiny ship.
That sounds like a good episode.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Now is Voyager bigger or smaller than the Enterprise?
Much smaller.
Much smaller. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because for some reason I was under the impression that it was a larger ship, maybe just because the dome or the front of the ship is larger.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot more elongated.
I think you get like 1,200 people on the Enterprise,
and
you
there's
can fit like 6,000.
Yeah,
but you standard complements like 1,200, and then standard on the Voyager's like 150.
Yeah, like 178. They said the other day during the Borg episode.
Yeah.
All right, now I have a question. When we do the role-playing game, what era are we going to go with? Are we going with TNG?
Probably
DS9?
TNG DS9 era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because it looks fun, man. I've been reading the shit out of that book. It's really neat.
Can't wait.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Whoop.
Yeah. And I signed up for some like one-off adventures that they do. Like you can get them through your email that they'll send you and stuff. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it should be fun. I mean, it's going to take some time to figure out the rules because we've never played it, but it should be cool.
Yeah.
And then we could bring on the pack lids for Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. Hey, Dennis, if you object, just say something, and we won't do it.
I object.
Oh, it worked!
Oh, thank you, microphone, for working.
The only way to get him in.
Anger makes microphone work. Well, Dennis, if we can't see you, we can still have you here.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of. I don't know what's going on with this computer machine.
All right, we'll have to
It's
fix
not
it.
being cooperative. It's kind of old, so maybe it's just dying.
It's just dead.
Maybe it's. Do you like to go, Dennis? We like to go.
I refuse to answer that question.
We could help you.
I will fucking separate the saucer and blow up the fucking ship. Card maneuver all over your ass.
Because right now it's only 3 players. It's us 3. It's you 3, and then I guess I'll try to GM it. So we can try to get a couple more. We'll see what happens.
That might be good, like just for a first.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
just
kinda
figure
get a
it
feel
out
for the game.
Yeah, that's right. Because sometimes like the larger parties, it gets a little bulky and it's harder to get things done. So I'm cool with it. I've thrown the invitation out to some of the dudes in the Patreon who said they might want to play. But if they do, cool. If not, I mean, 3 people's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm scared of strangers, and
Don't be.
Don't
be. They're probably afraid of you, to be fair.
People hurt me.
Yeah.
Well, they're afraid of me because I usually stare at them
Well, that'll do it.
and touch myself.
And lick your lips.
Ben, he's starey.
All right.
He is collecting DNA on all of us. So
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
This
You know
is
what? That episode of Black Mirror, I started thinking about Ben. Like at the beginning of
Wow.
it. At the beginning of it, like the way that he was running the ship and everything, I was like, oh man, I can see Ben being a stickler like this.
okay, I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
because that was when he was still like Lieutenant
Before you knew
Barclay,
what was
but kinda
actually going on. Yeah.
creepier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All right. I got to tell you, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for this episode of DS9, and it is
Yeah, it's like a paragraph.
1, 2, 3 sentences long. That's a run. That last sentence has got to be a run on. But yeah, it's
I thought you were counting paragraphs.
no. That's
No.
1 sentence, 2 sentences. That last sentence has got to be a run on. There needs to be a period in there somewhere. 3 sentences long, and then the 4th. That's it.
Wow.
That's why I always go to our friends over at Memory Alpha.
I got no beef with them.
Except for they took our rules of thing. They took the thing down.
Wow.
Chow down, bro.
Chow down, bro. It's
Chow
weird
down, bro.
because the Wikipedia is 3 sentences. This has it broken down into acts, which I
Yeah.
think is a little
Bit
pretentious.
much.
Well, no, it's just each commercial break.
Act 5?
Yeah.
It's a 5-act episode.
Sometimes there's more writing on the Memory Alpha page than there was on the original script.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay because some of our episodes are longer than the episodes we talk about.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but
So-
that's not because we're talking about the episode, though.
Yeah. But I guess so this starts off in ops, and we got kind of a hot opening. O'Brien's laying on the ground, and Julian is tending to his every whim. Because I guess he's got radiation poisoning or something.
And right off the bat, Julian is kind of speaking to him like very like soft and sexy. He's like, "How are you doing? How are you doing, Miles? Are you doing okay?"
And that was a little disturbing
Your
this
butt hurt?
episode. All through the episode.
I try to be gentle with you.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was like a public pickup or what was going on there, like having sex in public type of thing. Like,
Oh!
hey, can we do it in ops and nobody notices?
But then Cisco
Part of the
walks
fun
up.
is the danger.
Yeah.
When Cisco
If
walks
somebody
up, they have
sees,
to.
we'll just say that the phase inducer exploded or something like that.
Exactly.
going on here?
Can I get in on that?
No.
Tag team back again?
I just don't know who forms the Eiffel Tower. It's just so confusing in this
They take
situation.
turns.
It's
Oh,
yeah. So, but now I think now my mind has been poisoned by the fact that Julian. There's so much like hot, like fanfic Julian Obrien like porn out there. Now that every time I see them on screen together, I'm thinking they just had sex. Like right before the camera pans there, they just banged.
I mean, there's a reason why all this fan fiction exists. It's because they set it up in the show. Like, every time they're together, it's like the sexual tension is so they can cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
It's like moonlighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why Deep Space Nine lasted for 7 seasons. They never officially hooked up on the show, and so it just that tension because once it's like Sam and Diane, Maddie and Dave. As soon as they hook up,
it just breaks the magic.
It ruins it. It's done.
Yeah, because to be fair, I think it is season 3 of Cheers when Sam and Diane get together, and it's just not good anymore. Yep. I mean, it's still good, but it's just not the same because they're a couple now, and that's just weird. Like, it's just not enjoyable. Mm-hmm. You know, you lose that whole dynamic. You're right. So I guess we can never have O'Brien and Julian have sex with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they do. They never admit it on the show.
Yeah.
They never just openly say it on the show.
Keep it quiet.
Yeah, I believe
they're all professional about it.
Yeah, they're
the DL.
You know, you got to do it that way sometimes. But yeah, so Julian has diagnosed our dear friend O'Brien with radiation poisoning. Yeah. And I will say this: after watching Ahead, O'Brien is the worst looking Klingon I've ever seen before in my whole life. But that's neither here nor there. That's further down the line.
Yeah, further down.
Yes.
I like the last episode of the season that's coming up soon.
Okay, well, we'll get there.
But we'll get there.
I've seen some. I'm telling you, I watched Ahead. I've seen some really killer episodes.
You've seen some shit.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
4th season. Did you go all the way into 4th season?
No, I went to the end of 4. I'm at the end of 4 season, and then Heroes and Icons is like just at the start of 5. So I'm watching the first couple episodes of 5, and I got to tell you, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. It's on right now. I wish I was watching it instead of doing this with you guys. I'm just kidding.
God.
Oh, wow.
Well, fine.
I'll head back out to the snow.
It's just a joke, you fucking dickheads. Golly.
It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
I know. Come on, guys. Jeez Louise. But yeah, so he's got the radiation poisoning, and it's like, all right, you should just go home or whatever.
He's probably going to die.
Yeah, you're going to be dead in a few days because we've all played Fallout. We know what happens. And then Major Kira interrupts and tells everybody that the Romulans have arrived on the station, and they want to dock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Docking stations.
Yes.
They can pile on my cock ring.
See, Zephram cock ring.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, this is more creepy with no visuals on Dennis.
Yeah.
Just that voice.
He's nude, covered in cocoa butter.
Who knows what I'm doing over
here? That's how I've envisioned it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Come on, Ben. Ben, look in the camera.
No.
Give me some eye contact, baby.
See, like now I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
Oh man, now.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right, I'm done.
I'm so nude right now. I just took all my clothes off. You can't even tell.
Oh, Bob, what are you doing over here? Oh my goodness.
And they're back on. I just put my clothes back on.
Oh. We can still see you, Ben. How do you put your face on there?
Exactly.
That's really neat. How'd you do that?
I need to put my face in here.
Yeah, you do.
Why did you pick the grumpiest pick? Jenny's gone. Oh my gosh.
God. It's like a magic
Wait.
trick. Oh, well.
Hey now.
Sorry, I should have left the camera off for a while.
Hey now.
No, leave it on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess am I reading the summary because I have it in front of me?
Go for it.
All right. So then
which one are you doing? The short one or
I'm gonna
I'm guessing we're gonna abandon the long one eventually.
Yeah.
It gets a little repetitive after a while.
So then on the promenade, Kira and Cisco, they're on their way to meet the Romulans, and then some drunken Klingon comes out of Quark's, assisted by 2 Bajoran security guards. Yes. Odo explains that a Klingon freighter has docked at the station. And due to a computer error, will not be able to depart until it's repaired in 2 days.
Yes, so they're stuck there with Klingons.
Yeah. But just so happens,
feel like Cisco was being a little racist when he sees the Klingon on the ship.
I didn't know there were any Klingons on my station.
Are you saying that
What's a Klingon doing here?
He walked on the other side of the street?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you just had the local police, involved. It's like, round these Klingons up. Make sure they stay over there on their side.
Hey, look, you and your friends can't come in here unless you take off your backpacks. Only 2 at a time.
Yeah,
Only 2
no
Klingons.
No hoods.
Only 2 Klingons in the store at a time.
Rom follows the Klingons around the whole time.
What,
Yeah,
I'm sweeping.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
I'm sweeping.
Yeah, find something.
I'm sweeping. And then so then they meet the Romulans, and they're kind of dicks because they're Romulans. That's kind of what they do. I'm telling you, the best job in the whole wide world is a barber on Romulus. I mean, it's got to be the easy. They all have the same fucking haircut.
So would you like the 1953 Mo or the 1949 Mo?
You know what?
Now,
Surprise me.
the Romulan dude looked familiar, like he had been a Romulan before. Or maybe they all just all look alike.
Oh, that was real racist. It's getting real dicey in here today.
I know the lady Romulan.
The lady Romulan.
She's on a couple of episodes. I think she shows up on Voyager, and she shows up in a couple of video games, and she shows up later in DS9 as a human.
Ah, okay.
So she's been, but you guys wouldn't have seen her yet.
Jack Shearer is the name of the dude. Ruan, I believe his name is.
Ruan. Yeah.
Let's see. Was Jack Shearer on Seinfeld? Ooh, I don't think so, because his name does not have a link on Wikipedia, and that's never good for your acting career.
Nope.
Let's see. Was he on... Oh, he was in The Usual Suspects?
Oh, really?
Huh, yeah. He was in 24.
Was he Kaiser Sose?
He was.
Shit, I knew it.
Spoilers.
I've always wanted to watch that movie.
He was Kaiser Soze. Oh, wow. I recognize him as an old man, but not as a young man. Not as a Romulan, but as an old man. He's got one of those faces. Here, let me see.
Got old man face.
He's definitely got old man face.
River.
See, he's I think he's more recognizable as an old man. See, I know that old man face.
God, where's he been? I know this guy.
That's what I'm saying. He's got a really familiar old man face. He's been in 24. He was Judge Ruffian in 24. He was in Numbers. He was in How I Met Your Mother.
Your mother.
He was in Scrubs.
It looks like he's like the guy of the week.
He was in Ally McBeal.
Oh, he's a lot of episodes of Ally McBeal.
X-Files.
Malcolm in the Middle.
How are you guys seeing this?
I think I actually remember him from The Negotiator.
Oh, okay. He's Admiral Hayes from Voyager.
Okay, let's see if you guys can see this.
I don't know. Dork trick. I can see your password.
I'm looking at all of your bookmarks.
Yeah. Oh. I think you can get rid of WYSIWYG. I don't think that's working anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. I got to get rid of that one. That one is no longer working. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. That fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to a porn site, but then I had to do the incognito search, and then that didn't show up. So the guy.
That's good to know though that incognito does not show up on the shared screen.
Well, I have to share that screen because I didn't want to do it on a regular screen because if my kids came down here and put in YouTube and then porn, that would not be swell.
Dad, what's interracial tranny porn?
I'd have to be answered.
Is that about cars?
I'd be answered a lot of questions. So anyway,
they gotta learn sometimes, right?
I mean, yeah.
You either teach it to them via YouTube and bad links, or they learn it from the streets.
From the streets.
I learned it by watching you, all right?
What?
I found your YouPorn channel, Dad.
So then we have a weird meeting with Kira and Cisco with the 2 Romulans, and they want some info on the Dominion. Yes.
Well, we gave you our cloaking technology with the agreement that you're going to give us intel. So I'm surprised that we haven't seen them before this, because that first mission when if we think back to when Defiant got captured by the Dominion.
Yes.
Was that last season?
Was it last season or early this season?
I think it was early this season. Yeah.
Okay.
And so when that happened, the Romulan officer that was sent to babysit the cloaking device got killed. And you'd think if their officer that was like their liaison got killed, they'd either send a replacement or be like, yo, you got to give our shit back.
True. And to be fair, too, I don't even know how much Starfleet really knows about the Dominion at this point. Like,
Well, you've got a founder working for you, so
and they had that Jem'Hadar like on the station for a long time.
Yeah, but they treated him like a real person. That was dumb. They should have just killed him.
That's your first mistake.
Yeah, they should have just beat him to death, man, and got valuable information out of him.
As a baby. Beat the shit out of a baby.
Just beat the shit out of a baby.
Hook batteries up to his baby bottle, and when he goes to nurse.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, as you're beating him, he would gradually get older because, I mean, they're genetically enhanced to do that.
Mm-hmm. And
so
you start the answers.
Yeah, so you start beating a baby, but by the time you get your confession, I mean, it's a real Jem'Hadar person that needs a baby.
And take this conversation out of context.
Well, I'm pretty sure none of us have political careers at this point. So.
Well, I just don't want CPS to take my children, you understand?
Yes.
We're talking about Jem'Hadar children, not
true.
Not humans,
not American children.
Not good old white children.
Right, not even real people.
Yeah. Oh, Dennis, that was too far, bro.
They're not, man. They're like grown out of a bottle.
So if I find somebody who's like what do you call it, in vitro
test tube
babies, I can just beat the crap out of them. It's like it's not like they're a real person.
If you're Robin Harris, then you probably will.
Test tube baby. It's like the idea of all the clones in Clone Wars, but awesome.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. Very similar. Very similar.
The clones aren't too bad if you just watch the cartoon.
Yes, the cartoon's pretty good, but I mean, like, they're all Hawaiian. I had no idea.
The Hawaiian Wars.
The racially pure empire is not so. Well, anyway.
Yeah, but anyway. Where are we? So then, meanwhile, at Quark's, the B story here. Are darts? Really?
What?
That's what's happening? Obrien.
This dartboard, this is from last week, isn't it? When we first saw Julian and Chief Obrien, tossing some darts in a cargo bay.
Butt darts.
And he was teaching Julian how to play. So now they've gotten cock darts.
Darting my cock in your mouth.
Yeah.
But now it's he's gotten it moved to the bar.
It's weird to me that baseball's not around, but darts are. Like, no
we don't
baseball.
use much space.
Yeah,
it takes less people to play a dart game than a baseball game.
And plus, Star Trek is very racist in its views of the future. Every ethnic group is its little thing. Like if there's a black person, they were born in the United States of Africa or the Confederation of African States or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Irish guys and Scottish guys are the fucking same thing, and they play the bagpipe music. Think about it. Whenever they had a funny Finnegan, or Scotty story, they played that fucking same little bagpipe music in the.
They're from the Celtic Federation.
The Highlander games.
They talked about in 2020 there's the reunification of Ireland, but then apparently sometime in the 2040s they unified with Scotland as well.
Mm-hmm.
And same shit.
And so they always eat their stereotypical ethnic food.
He just sits down and bites into a potato like
I'm
it's
gonna
an
eat
apple.
some haggis. And...
Well, yeah, I mean, and the Irish and the Scots are alcoholics. The French are, dandy twats. The I don't know. The Russians are, drink vodka and brag about everything.
Yes.
And,
is any of this inaccurate?
Still elections. So it's just like there's something, they just stick you into your little pigeonhole of what you're supposed to be.
Yes.
They have these little monolithic views of ethnic groups, and that goes right into line with how they look at alien species, because every planet we go to, everybody on that planet is pretty much going to be the same religion, unless
Makes
that's
sense.
the story of the week is that there's a different one. They all look alike, and they all wear the same fucking clothes.
It's true. You're right.
Yeah. I'm switching to Star Wars after this, I think. This Dork Trek has opened my eyes. Holy shit.
I mean, it's broad generalizations. I will say the cool part about Star Trek is at least all these people are represented, where like when you watch the original trilogy of Star Wars that I've been doing nonstop lately because my son is obsessed with it, it's all white people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all white people and robots. Like, that's it. Like, at least, I mean, this even goes back to like watching.
The first black guy shows up and he's backstabbing everybody.
Yeah. He's wearing a cape. He's dressed like a space pimp. You know?
Can I interest you in some Space Colt 45?
And he's obsessed with a white woman. Like, it's the way the black guy is showing it right off the bat. So at least all these people are being represented. I mean,
yeah, they get points for trying.
Yeah, and then I mean, watch Voyager. Well, like I said, I was watching Voyager. Half the cast is ethnic. They got like a Filipino dude and that weird guy with the thing on his head, and then like there's there's just all kinds of
Black Vulcan.
A Black Vulcan who's a total dickhead, by the way. Not
Wasn't he in Super Friends? Black Vulcan.
He didn't get his chai latte.
He was the Black Vulcan.
Where's my my chai soy latte?
How's that coming? How's that coming?
How are we doing on that soy chai latte?
How are we doing on that Cy Choi?
Cy Young Award. How are we doing on that?
How are we doing on that? They're doing that show again in Jersey. I saw in November.
Oh yeah,
yeah, still doing it. I need
God bless him.
I wonder if he's still waiting for his latte.
Probably.
Tim Russert or whatever his name is.
Tim Russert. He did.
He was a lovely man, though. God
Yeah.
rest his soul.
God rest his soul. So they're playing darts, and then all of a sudden O'Brien sees O'Brien across the hallway, and they make eye contact with each other, and then he disappears.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck, bro? I'm so stoned right now. What did you put in this Sith alcohol, bro? I'm fucking blown to bits. I'm so fucked up."
Well, see, nobody initially noticed because you've got an Irishman falling down in a bar, and it's just like, okay, it's Thursday.
Yeah. Miles is drunk again.
Yeah, that Miles.
Go figure.
Always drunk.
But he puts the fun in functional alcoholic.
Yeah, he put up a dartboard that nobody knows how to play with.
Thump.
And I like how he just gave the darts to Quark. Just said, "Here, try it." And Quark just chucks them at the nearest guy.
Quark has never done anything athletic in his life, judging on that throw.
Yeah. To the point that darts is like too athletic for Quark.
Well, there's no profit in darts, to be fair. I mean, unless you're really good at it, you can make some money hustling.
Barry Hearn.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a dude from like the 20th century, Dennis. I mean, come on.
What have you done lately?
So many easier ways to acquire profit than to throw, little spears at a fucking cork board. He's trying to acquire profit here, man. Leave Quark alone. You leave him alone. How dare you?
See, I want, and now that we're watching more of this, because I remember I went through a dart stage, because this was like my first years in the Navy, and we would go to the NCO club, and they had a dart board and everything. So I started hanging out with the dart gang. I started playing darts every weekend.
The dart gang.
Did you have your own darts?
I still have them.
Really?
Isn't that game called
right now? But
isn't it? What is it? Cricket or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would hang out with the nerds and play darts at the NCO club.
Interesting.
And
okay.
It was mainly because of, one, I had no friends, and two,
I don't believe that, not for a second.
And two, because I saw how much fun Miles and Dr. Bashir were having, and I was hoping to hook up with some vaguely Middle Eastern doctor and settle down. No,
some hot sex with him.
But the playing darts thing was a lot of fun, and I had fun with it. So now that we're watching it again, it's like, God, geez, I do miss darts. That was a lot of fun. And so I want to set up a dartboard, but it's like, but it's been a while, and I don't want to like get holes in the wall. Yeah,
is there a wall that you don't want anymore? That's a good place to
how
set up
bad are you
dartboard.
going to be at this, Ben, that you're going to hit the fucking wall?
I don't know. I might be, Quark level bad. And so, like, do I get a big sheet of plywood and put up, and then put the dartboard on that?
I don't think Jenny would appreciate that.
She'll get over it.
Probably.
She's got that botany thing she's going to be doing for 6 months.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ben!
Sounds just like me, actually.
Ben!
Benjamin!
It's funny because the dude in the football supporters group I hang out with, we were watching a game and it was halftime, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to play darts?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't want to play darts." Like, get out my face with that crazy shit. Like, I was like, "Nah, I don't want to play." He's like, "It's really fun." I was like, "Nah, man, I'm good." Like, nah.
No, it is really fun.
Nah.
It actually is fun.
Ain't no fun in darts.
It's spreading.
You know what? Maybe I'll play darts with. Maybe if he comes
Darts
this week
fun.
for the
Darts
FA game.
Fun.
I'll be like, hey, bro, you want to
crew.
play fucking darts, dude?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Dennis, we can play darts if you're ever down this way or if I'm up there. Let me know.
Okay.
You guys don't live that far away from each other. You should see each other occasionally.
That tunnel is a son of a bitch, though.
Yes. He's a good hour from that. He's like 8 miles away, and that's a good hour.
Yeah. I know, it's stupid.
I'll come visit you, Dennis.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. So yeah, so they play darts or whatever, and then they see Obrien, and then boom, yada yada yada, and then all of a sudden Obrien just passes out, like he just fucking falls over, and then they wake up and Bashir's like, "Oh, you still got radiation poisoning. Oh, and we'll figure that out. We'll see you later."
It's no big deal.
Take this aspirin.
Yeah.
Take
I
some
like though
Motrin.
how Kira, just walks in. Oh, Chief, you doing all right? She's friendly enough, and is like, he's getting better. Okay, sure, fine. Yeah. So here's the problem, and she just cuts right back to business.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you get a second opinion? Like, how many times do you need to pass out and travel to the future before you realize the doctor's not doing a good job?
Your doctor's a quack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you didn't win that fucking award.
He just keeps trying to anal probe me. I don't think that's going to help.
It's frontier medicine. You wouldn't understand.
Yes,
I keep
it's a very
falling
fleshy
over.
probe.
I keep falling over, and you tell me everything's cool, but I don't believe you anymore.
And whenever I wake up, my butt really hurts.
In like a sexy way, though.
Yeah.
Why are my pants sticky?
Why is there Astroglide in my underwear?
I haven't heard the word Astroglide in forever.
It's Wednesday.
Astroglide. Astroglide. Yeah.
Which I'm sure they would use that because they're in space.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's got the word astro in it. That's probably where it was invented.
Yeah.
I think
It was invented by Gene Roddenberry.
In space. That's how he made his. That's how he really made his money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On Astroglide.
Weird
Not
sex
on that-
lube.
Yeah,
Lube paid the bills. Star Trek was a hobby.
No, that Kentucky jelly up here.
Yep.
We go straight with the Astroglide.
Lube Astroglide. I haven't heard
Because
that
it has
term.
ass in the title.
I haven't heard that term in forever. And then
There's a name I've not heard in quite some time.
And then it just kind of goes on. The two Romulans are like, hey, we want to check out the Defiant. We want to talk to all your people. We want all this stuff because we gave you this fucking cloaking device. They're being real dicks about it. And they're like, yeah, whatever. I'll talk to Starfleet. We'll figure it all out. And then at the promenade.
I mean, Cisco should have pushed back and said, hey, you know what? Your cloaking device really didn't help a whole lot because they got past that pretty quick.
We still got our fucking asses kicked here, bro.
Yeah.
So then, it just kind of goes on.
Yep.
That. Like, they're. Go ahead. Somebody else jump in here. I feel
Well,
like
I was going to say, Obrien, though, when he first does that at the dartboard, he, sees himself talking to Quark. But then when he actually is talking to Quark and he looks over and he sees himself from the past, now he's got proof that it's not just, him being drunk or radiation poisoning. There's actual, and they do the scans and, thank God Dax is there to be the, voice of science. And they get the temporal doolollies that show up.
Those are the temporal doolollies.
Is that the technical term for it?
Well, that's the thing. This thing, and I read it in a review, and I agree. They hit TNG level of technobabble in this episode.
Oh yeah,
This is a very TNG like episode.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I'm pretty
like-
sure it seems like they just dusted off a TNG script and changed a few things, and it's like O'Brien's already in it. We don't have to change that part.
Yeah. So Dax, you read the Geordie part.
Yeah.
Give me some fucking whiteout.
There's not even a writer strike. That's fine. I just free check.
Except this would have been Data though that is doing the time jumping if it was a TNG episode.
Oh God, don't say that.
Because it would have been part of his positronic brain responding to the temporal doodaddy.
Doolollies.
Oh,
You know what?
doolollies.
That makes a lot of sense.
The doodaddies spin the other way. I gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, because the cool part is, I guess the cool part about this being a DS9 episode is that Obrien would have just been hanging out, not really doing anything.
Yeah.
He'd just been in the transporter room, just like,
Yeah.
let me know if you guys need to go anywhere.
No, still not going anywhere. Okay.
I'm here if you need me, Chief.
Hey guys, I'm just standing here.
Just everything okay on the bridge? Everything's fine down here. we had a little reactor leak, cleaning it up.
Yep,
Everything's fine.
Don't mind
How
me.
are you doing?
Don't mind me. I'm just trying to straighten my hair. Just take it out.
Has anyone seen Keiko?
I would like to see Obrien replicate a flat iron. Just start going to town. My wife, my kids both have really curly hair, and my wife recently straightened my daughter's hair.
Oh wow!
And it was ridiculous, like how long her hair is. Like you don't
Wow.
you don't completely understand. I would love to see how long O'Brien's hair really is.
Oh, dude, it's like Robert Plant, bro. It just never ends.
Yeah.
He looks like Space Jesus.
Yeah, my son has very curly hair, and when we went to get his haircut last weekend, it was they used a number 8, and it was just so much hair when she started combing out. And I'm like, he's got this little mad fro going.
That little Kobe Bryant fro.
Yeah.
I love that little Kobe Bryant afro that he had for the longest time.
The pre-rape fro.
He didn't rape that girl.
No, I know he's not guilty, but
Yeah.
rape accusations. Let us say.
Alleged.
He just put it in her butt, and she wasn't cool with that from the sounds of it.
I mean, technically, that's rape.
Not really. Not
Not if she says sure. But
I
then
almost
she's
said
like,
the worst thing possible. I almost said not if she was asking for it.
Oh, dude, wow.
But I mean, literally asking, "Hey, put it in my butt." Not like she was asking for it by the way she, dressed or acted or whatever.
Okay.
She had 6
there's not really a way to
martinis.
dig
She
myself
was
out of that
asking
one.
for it.
Yeah, you were fucked there,
It's
Dennis.
I mean, she came to his room. She was working customer service or room service.
I'm just gonna edit all this stuff out.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So then O'Brien realizes that he actually is time jumping. So they're like, oh, it's because of the residual radiation and shit. And so
They're really giving a lot of credit to this radiation. Like, it's doing all kinds of things to him. It's killing him. It's making him jump through time. I mean, he can cook fucking popcorn just by holding a bag in his hand. It's pretty
that
impressive.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. He really.
Hulk out.
Yeah. Then his hair smash. O'Brien smash.
Isn't the next time he jumps is when he sees himself dead in sickbay? Or is that?
No. The next time he jumped was in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because he gets shot.
Oh, the phaser, yeah.
Yeah, because he dies several times in this episode.
Because before he gets shot, though,
It's like
he sees himself and he's like, Miles. And, Miles is like surprised that somebody besides Keiko is yelling his name. And so he
Somebody knows me?
What?
Yeah.
Do I have a friend?
If I saw myself, I don't know that I would say, "Hey, Dennis." That just seems kind of weird to me.
I think we discussed this before
Yeah.
the show where it was like, okay.
We kind of give him credit for adapting to this whole time travel thing very quickly.
He takes it really
Oh,
well.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does pick it up very quickly. But it just still seems kind of weird to call yourself by your first name.
He was
Like,
in the
hey,
Enterprise for 6
me.
years.
Hey, me. Yeah, true. Yeah. He was on the so he's used to all kinds of crazy shit. He's probably just weirded out that it's actually happening to him, because before he would just be hanging out like in the general mess hall and he's like, "Yo, man, did you hear what happened to fucking Troy? No, what happened? She got impregnated by some kind of light monster. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's so weird, man."
And she had the baby and then it died.
Oh,
so weird.
It's real sad.
Yeah. It all happened in like 2 days.
Hey, did you hear what else happened to the doctor? What happened to her? She fell in love with some dude that had a fucking worm inside of him, man. And then the fucking body died, and then it was in Riker. Like, weird.
That is the sweetest scam that Riker ever pulled.
Oh, I know. I was saying it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a bug.
It's like I don't have to wear a uniform. I get to make out with chicks. Like, this is awesome.
It's like when they go to do the surgery to put the trill worm into the new host, they're like, "Wait, this worm has been dead for days." Riker's just been pretending that he was the other guy.
It's really just a gummy worm.
It's like, what? This isn't even Trill. What the fuck?
He just pulls the gummy worm out of his pocket and it's like,
I
I'm a
didn't know
Trill.
I didn't know Trill were rainbow colored.
My name is Jax. I'm Dax's brother. I'm not Riker talking through a gummy worm. That would be weird.
Now suck on my penis.
That's how I get my powers. Gonna power me right up. Oh
I
no,
remember
not
that
my
one.
not my gummy penis, my Riker penis.
Oh, now you got the power because I shot it in your face.
Now you're a trill too.
Swallow that power.
And by trill, I mean you now carry the herpes virus. I'll see you later.
See, now
kinda like a
you
symbiote.
have a symbiote too.
You'll never forget me.
Get your own worm. But yeah,
I like to soak in vodka sometimes.
it's interesting how they kind of reconned the trill because before it seemed like in the Riker episode that I watched yesterday, the trill kind of took control of the human or the I guess the host completely.
Yeah.
Where they kind of recon that a little bit, where Dax kind of has her own thing going on with aid from the trill, if that makes sense.
Did personality on the new stuff.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, but whatevs. So Obrien keeps seeing himself dead, and the fucking Romulans are just kind of space dicks to everybody.
Well, that is the Romulan way.
Yeah. They're accusing fucking Kira of all kinds of shit. Well, why were you alone with the Trill? I mean, not with the Trill, but why were you alone with the Changeling? What was he doing? Show
They
us
picked up on that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I was, it's like everybody can tell that you're like crushing on somebody, but the person so that's what's happening there. But I was a little put off, and I don't know if this was a trope when this came out 20 whatever years ago. But he's like, try to remain diplomatic, and you try to remain diplomatic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always diplomatic. Cut to her obviously being not diplomatic,
screaming. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like they do that on shows now a lot, and it's just like, oh my god, that's so trite. I can't remember if that was the case back then.
I think it's just a good gag. That's all. Like it's just one of those.
I mean,
things.
now it's just one of those things that's so obvious, where it's just
Yeah.
like, oh well, this is what's going to happen.
But I don't think it would be as effective if she was like, I'm always diplomatic. And they go to the next scene and she's sitting at the table going, well, yes, that's exactly what happened. It's a pleasure meeting with you too as well. Romulan guy, have a wonderful day and enjoy your stay here, Deep Space Nine. And then she just leaves.
And by the way, would you like to try one of my gummy worms?
Just
It starts again.
Yep. But yeah, now I see what you're saying. It is kind of tritey, but whatever, it works.
It's nice.
Yeah. What were you doing with the changeling? Show us on the doll where the changeling touched you.
Or
Yes.
do you have some Play-Doh? Because it's really not a touch so much as it's kind of an engulfment.
Like a slither, if you will.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an eargasm at the same time as an orgasm?
He was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everything was filled.
You ever fall into a vat of fresh oatmeal that's lukewarm and then piss yourself?
No, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's really hot. Really hot.
And then, pour sugar on your nipples. And
Just the hot. Now I just came in my pants.
Yes.
Sploogey.
That's called the Def Leppard.
yes, it is.
Sploogey. All over my bluegey. But yeah, so we are. Where are we? Yeah, then Obrien dies again.
Yep.
No, he's at the bar. He's at the bar because he's waiting to see if the fight happens. And then,
Right.
Sure as shit, the fight does happen. And then Obrien makes sure he doesn't get hit with a chair, which is kind of cool. And then
It's like a Back to the Future thing going on here.
yeah, there is. It's very much so.
Yeah.
What's more fun than a Mick at a bar fight? Two Micks at a bar fight.
And you got to give him credit. He is pretty helpful to himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's like, hey, watch out. I'm going to get my ass kicked. Okay, great. That's awesome.
Thanks, me.
Hey, me, you're the best. I sure am, me. It's really good for O'Brien's self-esteem, I think, to have another Obrien around because he just kind of gets yelled at a lot by his wife and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's nice that he's got someone like a positive influence in his life.
Yeah.
Granted, it's just him.
He can actually do a self-high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
he's
an
like-
Eiffel Tower, but without anybody in the middle because we're so lonely.
We'll just stroke each other's dicks. All right.
That's a London Bridge.
It's not gay.
See, that goes back to my whole debate
It's only gay when I do it with Julian.
And then it's just
sex with a younger version of yourself via time travel.
Yeah, but okay,
gay or masturbation.
If you jerk yourself off, like your own self, not your other self, then it's just masturbation. If you jerk him off, then it's
mutual masturbation.
Then it's gay and masturbation.
No, I don't think so.
Gaysturbation.
Either way, it's a little bit gay.
Either way, it's hot.
You can't be gay with yourself.
It's true.
If touching your own dick is gay, then
I'm the gayest dude in the
world. This country's pretty fucking gay. I would say the country's about 96% gay. If that's the
Make
case.
America gay again.
Yeah, we're all as gay as can be. I'm the gayest man alive. Yeah, if touching your own dick makes you gay, then I was just gay like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just, and I wasn't even really doing anything, just kind of making sure it's still there.
Yeah.
Yep,
Just
there it
gotta
is.
check.
Yep, there it is.
It's like a built-in male security thing. It's just like, no, is it? Yeah, I'm good. All right. Good to go.
And then, he gets disappeared again, and then he's dead. And then O'Brien's trying to figure out why he's died because he got shot with a fucking laser. But yeah, this is very much a TNG episode because then they just be trekking you over the head with like.
Well, there's the time his body is like, it was the vascular blood techno thing. And I missed it.
You can tell Julian's just broken up about it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hey, Miles. Yeah, you're dead.
Yep. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
I'm glad you came in.
Very soft talking. Miles, I'm so glad you're here.
You're dead as shit, bro. Sorry,
you're
dude.
very dead.
Can't really help you with that.
I'm so glad
I'm
you're
not
alive
dead.
because that makes it less creepy that I touched your butt.
I'm just roofied. What's going on here?
And they're trying to figure out how they got the fucking blaster in the wall, and they figure out that like they beamed it into the wall, and they were trying to figure out how it got beamed into the wall, and then they just went total Trek on you with like I checked out the replicator, and then Cisco says something like, oh, well, did he mess with the so-and-so matrix, blah, 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 and I fell over. Like, I passed out like O'Brien did during the episode. I was like, what happened? I woke up and it was over.
I woke up and I had darts in my forehead. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is weird, man.
Yeah, all the technobabble. I ended up having to watch this episode twice just to try to figure out what the fuck was going on. And then I was like, I don't need to know all of this shit. I just need to try to follow the story as best as I can.
That's the weird part because you don't need to know any of this stuff.
Yeah, none of it was important.
Yeah, because what's happening, O'Brien's jumping around in time, but not really far, just like a couple hours.
See, that's the thing is like we've went through 7 years of Star Trek. We've done 3 years of Deep Space Nine. It's one of those things where we can accept it. It's just like, they use the replicator and I don't need the Bifurus Demul Dangle GB flux capacitor explanation.
Well, they got this from Planet X2, and on Planet X2 does a lot of trading with the Klingons. So, I mean, all they had to do was take the thing out and go, hey, this is a Klingon apparatus. Okay, great. Let's
What's
go.
It say property of Worf?
House of Moog.
If found, call Duras sisters.
It's got one of those like fucking 80s clicker thing on there with the little label maker. Who's House of Moog? One too many O's. Things kind of hard to work.
House of Moog, man.
Things hard to work. Kapla. I can see them making the fucking label. They have the label maker there, and they get it right. Kapla! Take a sticker on, put it on there. Kapla!
And it literally says Kapla.
Yeah, it's like 10 A's at the end.
Kapla! How many A's is that, sir? Enough A's to have honor!
Honor! So yes, and then they start talking about subspace bandwidths and tetryon emissions and neutron stars and quantum singularity. And I passed out again. I think it's pretty easy at this point.
Well, as soon as they said singularity, I had already figured out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, was this before or after the TNG episode where they talk about the singularity that like blew up in the Romulan ship?
Oh, way after.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is this season was the first season after TNG ended and the movies were going on.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're in the movie era of TNG.
Yeah, which is the time the role-playing book takes place if you read it. That's what they say. This is around that time, right around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So. But yeah, so then they just kind of figure out, like, he keeps passing out, and then he dies, and then the fucking station explodes, and then all this stuff happens. But it's weird because, like, there are parts of this episode that I really like. Like, I like the Klingons. I think the Klingons are cool. There's the Klingon fucking Secret Service, which sounds weird. It's the idea of, like, Klingons sneaking around to get intelligence sounds kind of strange to me because they don't seem like they're that clever. But I guess they're not very good at their job, apparently.
You know, that's one thing that kind of bugs me about that role-playing book, like reading into it, because they talk about how the Klingons acquire their cloaking device, and they just figured out how to use it. They don't really understand it or anything like that. But it's like they've been using this thing for that long, and they don't understand how to like fix it or do anything with it. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They didn't have cloaking technology until Star Trek 3 or so.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know they had it in 3 because I just watched it with Christopher Lloyd.
Yep. Do you know why the Klingons have cloaking technology, period? Because at the last minute, they decided to go with the Klingons in Star Trek 3 instead of the Romulans.
The Romulans?
That's why it was a Klingon bird of prey.
Uh-huh.
That was a Romulan bird of prey.
Ah,
The Klingons never had bird of prey. Warbirds and birds of prey were always Romulan. And then all of a sudden, nope, we're going to shift it.
Interesting.
So originally the bad guys in Star Trek 3 were Romulans. And that's why the cloaking and all that stuff.
I think Christopher Lloyd would have made a better Romulan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was all before, these changes happened before a lot of the casting had happened. So
Yeah, but now I'm just thinking about Christopher Lloyd as a Romulan, which
He
is
would have
still
been a cool Romulan.
which is still okay. He's just Doc Brown as a Klingon is weird to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
It's-
he did pretty good, though.
I'm okay with it.
I mean, it's still a good movie. I still enjoy the film.
Yeah.
It's just it's weird hearing Doc Brown's voice coming out of a Klingon. That's all.
Yeah.
But I guess
think
it would
I was
be-
more familiar with him as Lord Krug than as Doc Brown at this point in my life.
Yeah. From Taxi?
No, I'm saying Lord Krug from Star Trek 3. I was more familiar with, Taxi straight
Taxi
to...
would have been great with Lord Krug.
I would have loved that shit. If he played the same character too.
Yeah.
Just start stabbing everybody.
That would be great.
It would have solved a lot of problems there.
All right, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, station blows up. They figure out what's going on, and bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. But it's okay. Now let me ask you this question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so President Obrien dies
Yep.
Yes.
in.
Future Obrien takes his place and comes
But
back to the past.
Doesn't that
It's just the
mean?
present.
Doesn't that mean if President O'Brien dies, doesn't that mean future O'Brien is also dead?
He should.
Right?
Temporal mechanics, man.
I feel like it's kind of a parallel universe sort of thing going
He's a
on.
paradox now. He's Kirk's glasses.
Yeah. Like it's not real. Like O'Brien's not real anymore.
The TARDIS is tripping out right now.
O'Brien, because, okay, President O'Brien goes into the future and dies. That means future O'Brien should be dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Because
But they talk about that. Like, the two O'Briens, like, were talking to each other when he's in his bedroom. Like, he wakes him up and then they're like, oh, temporal mechanics, blah, blah, blah. Like it's too hard to understand.
So that's how they just kind of laugh it away. Like, okay, it's hard to understand, so we're not going to go into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why not
But
do
I
that for
don't
3/5
think-
of the episode then?
I don't think President O'Brien actually died. I think this was he saw an opportunity to finally get away from Keiko.
But but he would still be there because then he's just left in the future.
Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing,
but
though.
they were evacuating the station. He
that means
could've
there's
said-
two. Does that mean there are two O'Briens now?
No, because he went to the Lone Pine Mall, and no, wait, I'm getting confused here. Hold on. No, because okay, so let me try to temporal this out. So our President O'Brien goes to the future,
And dies.
and in a future where the station blows up, he dies.
Uh-huh.
But the future O'Brien that should have escaped from the station, his escape was stopped because he went back to the future again early, and stopped it from blowing up. So now that the future Obrien takes present O'Brien's place and leaves before the station blows up and comes back to the present, right? The station, now that
I feel the way Jenny feel like I'm gonna fall over like O'Brien did in the episode.
So now that he's gone to the past,
grab
he
my
hasn't
whiskey.
he hasn't gone to the future.
And let me show you this
So
gummy
the
worm real
station
quick.
doesn't blow up.
Hey, how you doing over there? Who wants to suck my host's penis?
He's a paradox now. It's
Who wants to suck my host penis?
I mean,
That's an awesome worm.
it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. You know what I mean?
No wonder it's so competitive with to be a Trill host.
they're the best wingmen ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this dude some fucking action, bro.
I want to make like gummy worm finger puppets and go to bars now.
Sup, ladies? Who wants to suck on this hostess penis?
See, the thing is, though, every time you say that, it sounds to me like you're saying hostess.
Hostess,
penis.
yeah.
Like,
Wants
you know,
to suck
hostess
on
apple
my
pies.
Hostess apple pies penis.
I suck at Apple Pie's dick right now. I'll tell you what.
But who wouldn't? I mean, come on. That's America. The freedom to suck an apple pie's penis. Mm-mm. Especially when it's a hostess apple pie.
Yeah, okay, so what you're saying is because the station didn't blow up, future O'Brien from that future never existed.
It has nothing to do with it. It just, he's a temporal remnant now. He's, what do you call it?
He's in the ether, bro.
That's the time race going to come and try to like eat him or whatever.
Yeah.
What's a time wraith? I don't know.
Isn't that from
from
the Flash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The dark racer will be there to like take him into the abyss.
Because I heard the word wraith and I automatically thought Lord of the Rings. So I was like, the Lord of the Rings dudes are going to show up, those scary things.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd watch that.
It's like no man can use this transporter, and you know Keiko's like, I'm no man, O'Brien.
O'Brien, Miles.
Miles, I'm no man. I'm making her more into an Edith Bunker now.
Archie!
Miles,
Archie! Archie! I don't understand, Archie. Why do you want me to put that where, Archie?
Jesus Christ.
What are you doing with that worm, Archie?
Listen there, Edith, there.
Hey there, Edith. You tell Quarkhead to come downstairs and eat his dinner.
I need you to suck on my penis, Edith. Archie, I don't understand.
It's a gummy one. How did they ever have a child?
I don't know. Very carefully, though. Very carefully. So, yeah, so they figure out that the Romulans are going to blow up the space, which is a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Romulans, like, you know what? The way to fucking keep the Dominion from kicking everybody's asses is just blow up the station, blow up the wormhole.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I mean, to
They're
be
70
fair,
years away now.
Do you think they ever proposed that idea to the Federation? It's like, hey, why don't we just blow up the fucking wormhole?
Well, that's
They
been
never go for
that's
that.
a thing over the next few years that several people get that solution. It's like, you know, if we just blow up the wormhole, we fix
Yeah.
this whole problem.
it's
Or
a
why
really
couldn't they just like do a fake mission? They're like, oh, we're going to fly a ship into the Delta Quadrant and then just fly like a probe that is actually a bomb and blow up the wormhole.
We're going to get our own intel, you know, because like somebody said, why don't the Romulans fly a mission?
That's what
well,
Kira said. Because
then here we are. We're going to fly the mission. Our scout ship, the Enola Gay, is on its way.
hey, do you realize that ship's just made of dynamite, right?
TNT all over it.
No, it's a sphere. It's a big black sphere. It's got a fuse out the top.
And then they just fucking, yeah. So, I mean, it's a good idea to blow up the wormhole. That seems like the easiest way. Because, I mean, like, I don't know. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Problem
Solved.
It's weird that I watched this episode and was like, well, maybe the Romulans are onto something here. Like,
Yeah.
it's a really good idea.
I mean, they're very violent and aggressive in a lot of their choices, but ultimately, you know, they're a fascist state, you know, totalitarian. But He got some good ideas.
So you're saying that the Romulans did some good things as well as killing a lot
There
of
are
Bajorans.
people on both sides.
They get results.
Then first off, the Romulans didn't kill a bunch of Bajorans. That was the Cardassians.
The
bro.
Cardis did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Got mixed
Yeah.
up.
And I'm sure the Cardassians are cool with this plan too, because they're like, yeah, whatever, man. Let's just fucking blow everybody up. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
The more people that get blown up,
Hey,
the
does
better.
this put Bajor at a disadvantage again? Yeah, we're all for blowing that shit up. Go for it.
Yeah, let's blow up everything.
Kill all their prophets.
And then the Ferengi are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's when the Ferengi become the heroes of the Federation or something. And they're like, no, we have to save this. Hold on.
I'd watch that. I'd be totally ruling.
Sounds like a scenario.
Let's
role playing.
Let's blow up everything. What? We can't blow up everything.
I'm totally wearing my uniform for the role playing. If it's
Oh, I'm wearing
Yeah,
mine
gotcha.
too. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
LARP it up.
Yeah,
Let me get some Ferengi ears.
Now we're going video.
Dennis,
for
you're gonna
this
play a Ferengi?
No, I'm just gonna wear Ferengi ears.
Okay, I'm into that.
thing?
That's
Gently
really.
stroke them through the episode.
I gotta work on my Patlid makeup, bro.
All right, I'm not playing anymore.
Dennis
Just
makes.
gonna put a picture of a vagina on your forehead.
All right, I'll play.
Back in.
Yes.
So, but yeah, then they tell the Romulans to leave, and they leave, and that's it.
Yep.
And that's the episode.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you guys enjoy it?
It's all right.
Jenny says it's all right now. Give me an all right.
Okay, so it was. I felt like all the technobabble and stuff kind of overcomplicated the story. There probably could have been an easier way to explain it because I really felt lost in what was actually going on when they could have just simplified it. You know, if it was simplified, it would have been easier to follow the story, and it's still been as enjoyable.
It's a strange amount of technobabble for Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Way more than what we've seen.
Yeah, I feel like out of the 3 series that we've kind of, not 3, but I guess I feel like out of TNG and this one, this is way less technobabble. So it was weird that they just sort of beat you over the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And I kind of got lost in the paradox issue towards the end, and I was like, okay, whatever. They fixed everything at the end. Miles is still around. Cool. Yeah. I'm good with it. Whatever.
Yeah, I think this is just like I turned off my brain pretty early in this one because I kind of knew things wouldn't make sense. So all those, like the technobabble and the paradoxes and stuff didn't really bother me with it. But it was just kind of like so identifiable as like a TNG episode that it feels like you've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was okay.
What'd you give it?
5.5.
5.5. Dennis?
Yeah, I'd say like a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna also say like a 5. Like I said, I binge watched a couple episodes ahead, and out of all the episodes that I binge watched, I was like, "Oh, we got to review this episode." Like this was the least favorite one of the ones that I snuck ahead on, and it's too much. It's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think we'll agree with Ginny though. I'd give it a 5.5 also.
I think I probably
had fun with it.
I probably would have given it a 4 if. And the thing that saved it for me is when Quark sees the 2 O'Briens, he's like, "Oh, looks like you got bigger problems to deal with." It doesn't even faze him that there's 2 O'Briens standing there on the promenade.
I'm out.
It's a very kind of Star Trek reaction, like, "Oh, you don't see that every day, but you kind of do. So I'll see you guys later." Like,
you got some shit to deal with. I'm out.
They're 86 on fucking rolls in the kitchen. I gotta go. That's a bigger crisis than 2 O'Briens. There's no rolls. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So I think I enjoyed that, and then at the end of it, when O'Brien just walks up to Quark and goes,
Dabo.
Yeah.
And
then
Quark
walks away.
tried
to get the numbers from him or something. I guess to try to rig the game, which I thought was kind of clever. He's like, "Oh, you can see the future, huh?"
Maybe when you're in the future, you just look at the winning numbers.
Yeah.
You're standing there.
Yeah, and it's very weird too that O'Brien's so shocked. Like, I can't believe I can jump into the future and all Quark wants to do is make money. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's here for.
Yeah.
Like, that's his MO. Of course.
That's how you tell if you're in a reality or you're in a simulation. It's like, oh, this is real.
I mean, like, if any of us could see into the future, I think the number one thing you'd probably be tempted to do is to look at the lottery numbers and win the Powerball.
Between the lottery numbers and the sports almanac, I mean, whichever one you can get to first.
Fucking biff. You got to biff it up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think we ended up with the political situation we're in now?
Biff.
White people.
It's all white. It's all white people in Biff.
Well, Biff was white.
It's true. You know what? You're right.
I met Biff.
Yeah, I heard he really likes being Biff. Like, that's kind of his number one. That's his go-to. Like, I'm Biff.
Well, he was in Andersonville, and so he was on the set when I was there. It's kind of cool.
What's Andersonville?
A TNT movie that I was in.
What? Oh, I had no idea you were in a
Civil
movie.
War prisoner of war.
How am I just hearing about this now? We've been friends
I've
for
told
forever.
the story.
He talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Did he?
Yeah. But I think you were somewhere
Walking the dog.
walking the dog or something.
I was taking a dump.
Yeah.
I was imagining meeting Biff being a fucking stud.
I played a Union soldier.
No, that's good. Good for you.
Traitor.
At least you're on the right side of history, bro.
Like Maryland even had a sign.
No. It was fucked up state during the Civil War.
Taint North, taint South.
We're just kind of here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's the episode, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. We got some good episodes coming up. Season 5 is where it's get hot to death. There's some hot shit happening.
4.
I mean, I can't
Fun
wait.
times in 4.
I mean, fun times. I mean, I'm really excited. I also found out something really kind of spoilery, and I don't want anybody to know, but I got to ask Ben, so maybe I'll ask him later when no one's around.
Okay.
I'll ask him.
Ooh.
Well,
Kiss me.
Speaking of hot to death episodes, Discovery starts up this weekend again.
Oh, that is this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody get your CBS All Access up and running again.
There's a surge of subscriptions.
I was telling Jenny that I watched it with my in-laws over the vacation. We binge watched it in 2 days. Man, that show is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really enjoyed it.
And as much weird shit goes on in that episode, they don't get bogged down in the technobabble like they did in TNG and DS9. Well, not so much DS9, but TNG especially. Like,
and Voyager.
They don't feel like they need to explain how the fucking spore drive works. They
Science!
just do it.
Yeah. Man, these things eat space.
That's
why it works.
Okay.
Word?
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
Maybe
okay.
it's
Truman.
Maybe it's because audiences are dumber now.
Yes. That's the thing. I mean, Star Trek almost got canceled, twice because it was too cerebral.
And that explains our success.
Yeah. We're a lot of things.
Man, we're dumb.
We bring it down to the audience.
Or sometimes I think, but we go far below.
Yeah, the audience watches as we go right past.
Gummy worms.
Our next live appearance, I hope to God somebody brings us gummy worms.
Well, we have to have a live appearance. And
I'll be doing these as long as there's bad weather during episodes. I'll be doing my live remotes.
You just got to know where Jenny lives, where you guys live. I keep saying Jenny, you guys both live there. That's the way my brain works.
Throughout the night, Ben, you should go outside, take a video, and then put it up on the Twitter or the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
On the Dork Trek page.
Real cold.
Yep, still getting colder. About 19 degrees out here.
In your Star Trek uniform.
These aren't as warm as I recall.
Oh my god! Tomorrow, like when it's all snowy and shit, I might go outside in my Star Trek uniform. You guys dare me?
Do it.
Yeah. I double dog dare you.
I totally triple
I'll do it. I'll take
dare
my
you.
fucking phaser.
I keep telling Stephanie everywhere I go that I'm just gonna wear my Star Trek uniform, and she's like, "Please don't." Please don't. But it was fun. We went to an escape room with a bunch of other couples, and one of the dudes is a big Star Trek fan. The whole time we were in there, I was yelling, "Computer in program! Computer in program!"
Did you beat it?
And afterwards, all the
Yes.
other couples were like, "Hey, let's never do this with them again."
We did.
Are
We
the
beat it
Francis
in
coming?
56 minutes, I think.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It's just a series of locks.
Our first one, we beat it as
Like
the
the
buzzer
Panama
went off.
Canal locks?
Yes.
Kinda. You just have to figure out. You just have to solve questions to open locks, which leads to more questions and more locks.
So yours was more sequential.
Kind of, sorta. I mean, it was just like there was definitely a process to it. Like you had to solve this mystery to get to this one, to this one, to this one, and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
get corporate to buy off on it so I can like take my team to do an escape room together. Something's like a team building exercise.
Yeah, it was really fun. You know, we did it with 4 other couples. I would like to do it with less people. What was that, Ben? Or you look scared? Are you okay?
Our house is collapsing, it sounds like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's some accumulation happening. I hear cracking. So
It's probably
No, I think somebody's just out there doing crack on the patio.
I was afraid somebody was trying to come into the house.
Well, do you guys want to stay so we know you're safe?
Nah, we're good.
We'll bring up a Facebook Live and just spend the rest of the evening just
Blair Witch style.
Yeah, hiding under a blanket.
So alone. Are you now? Do you guys have to work in the morning and stuff?
Nah.
Well, I've got to work, but I'm working remotely.
Nice.
Yeah, work remote.
Yeah.
Good
There you go.
times.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. I hope you guys survived the snow, and hopefully we'll talk again next week.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, dudes.
Bye. I'm waving. Bye.
I don't
Bye,
believe.
Dennis.
I don't believe.
He's waving something.
His
Yeah.
penis.
His worm.